Hi there, Savannah. Welcome. It's finally nice to meet you. My name is Kian. I'll be your counselor for today's session, and I want to thank you for being here and taking this step. I know it's not always easy to reach out. Before we begin, I would like to go over a few important things. As a part of our ethical practice, I'll be reviewing the client acknowledgement form with you, which outlines the nature of counseling, your rights as a client, and the limits of confidentiality. We'll, what we talk about here is private and confidential. However, there are a couple of exceptions if there's a risk to harm on yourself, to somebody else, or if any disclosure involving abuse of a child or a vulnerable person. I am legally and ethically obligated to report that. Also, in rare cases, a court might subpoena counseling records. Aside from those limits, everything you share stays between us. Do you have any questions about that? And are you comfortable giving your informed consent to continue with this?
Yeah, I do.
All right, awesome. So to start off, this is your space. No pressure, no judgment. I'm here to support you, and we'll go at a pace that feels right for you. You can share as much or as little as you like. Would you feel comfortable telling me what brings you in today, or what you are hoping to get from our time together?
Basically, I've just been having some issues with my mom. Based off of this issues that I have with my stepdad, we haven't been able to get along for a few years. I don't live with her because she had removed me from her home. Um, but yeah, and what I kind of want to achieve from this is kind of just pick up on techniques or learn how to communicate better with her and actually have a decent relationship where we could have a bond and do things together and it not be always arguing.
Thank you for sharing with me, Tessa. That's probably a really difficult thing you've probably been through. You mentioned that you're kicked out of your home at the age 16. That's a significant event for a child. I want to take some time to understand more about what that experience was like for you. Is that perfectly okay to go over?
Yes, it was really hard. I was 16, 17, and yeah, I kind of just went house to house from friends, and then I went live with my dad for a bit, and my dad is just a whole nother story. But yeah, I think it really affected me and like just brought down my confidence, my self esteem. I was really sad, depressed in the time because imagine like um, I didn't know where I was like instead of like thinking what normal children would think about like oh when they're like when they're going here or what they're doing for school the next day like I was thinking about where am I gonna sleep or like what am I gonna eat so
And that kind of thinking is not even normal for a child of age 16.
you know it was a lot on me mentally but I feel like I have come far but yeah it was a really dark and hard time.
And from this experience, you would say you're scared, you're angry, and abandoned by the people that are supposedly your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, and I understand. After that experience, what did you do afterwards? Did you manage to stay at an extended family's house, a friend's place? You were at least to be able to stay off the streets, right?
Yeah, like for a bit, I had went and chilled on my like well stayed on my friend's couch and then my other friend's couch and then I went to my dad's. But yeah, I think from going from having your own room in your bedroom and your own space to sharing and like having to like kind of feel like a burden to others, it was really like hard mentally on me.
I hear you. Sometimes survival is rather difficult, and it's not even a skill that you're supposed to be learning at a young age. And because of that, would you say that this experience has affected other aspects of your life, like your relationships with people, your trust in people,
Um,
or how it affected your emotional health?
yeah, I feel like even with friends, I always have to have like my wall up. Like I can't ever feel like like relaxed and like protected. Like I always feel like I have to have my wall up because that just comes from me always feeling like I have to protect myself. Because through those years, it was only me and I was protecting myself. I didn't have mom or dad protecting me. It was me protecting me. So I feel like yeah, that kind of comes into play with like my relationships and just having like no trust in people. I think that's another thing because like when you feel like your own mom could do something to you, like you think to yourself, well, anybody could do it to me. Like, so I think that battle has been hard.
Yeah, of course. That makes a lot of sense given what you've been through, being let down by someone that you aspire, that you love, especially at a young age, can left you feeling guarded for probably a lot of your years moving forward. And um, and and at the very least, there has been people that have been giving you their support and show that you can trust them and care about you.
Yeah, I would say like I have a lot of good friends around me. And yeah, I have my siblings, my brother.
Now, of course, that's very encouraging to hear. Those relationships sound like bright spots that would make you feel safe and supported.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have told me that because of these experiences, it has left you in the sense that you need to keep your guard up. You
Mm-hmm.
need to be on your toes. You always need to look behind your back. And because of this behavior, it has affected a lot of your relationships, and it has made a bigger strain, especially to your relationship with your own mother.
Yeah.
And you said at the very beginning, with your time with me, it's something that you eventually do want to work on to become letting your walls down and eventually wanting to work something out with her and eventually others. Is that something that I'm on the spot on?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
All right, so thank you for being open for what you've been through, Savannah. You've shown a lot of strength. Just making here and sharing your story. Now that we've talked about it, let's how about your life. Let's shift our focus a bit. When you think about hearing counseling, you would like to get out of being able to trust, being able to talk to your own mother eventually,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously that's a very powerful goal, wanting to build trust again. And obviously, trust is something that has to be earned,
Mm-hmm.
and it's never given. Obviously, that's something that it'll take a lot of time, and that's a process that I will be appreciative of going through with you as your counselor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there a specific person you want to deal with first to be able to feel that way again, or is it just a general that you want to be able to trust and open up again?
I feel like it's just general. Yeah, and like I would love to, maybe one day get to that space with my mom.
Of course. And because of this general desire of being able to trust again and put down your walls, would you say that your experience has affected your recent relations with people as of lately?
Yeah. Like I said, like I feel like it all just like the trauma from that kind of just drags in, and I kind of
And
analyze that with
it
everyone.
builds a lot of worry, skepticism,
Mm-hmm.
and then worry that are these people good? Are these people like actually gonna stick by me and be by my side? And that's a very normal response for something that you faced. So why don't we try to build so obviously that is something that you want. Now that we have a goal in mind, let's try to look into something that you've tried in the past to build trust into others. Has there been any times you attempted to build some to trust to has there ever been a time where you tried to let someone in, or methods of trusting strategies you apply to yourself to feel more comfortable in a group setting?
Honestly, no, I haven't. I feel like that's where like my wall up comes in. Like my wall up comes in. I just like I feel like I don't even give people like the chance.
Yeah, and of course, and obviously, people are not going to know that because there are some things that are best kept to yourself. And because so, they're not going to know that you're in you're such in a guarded state.
Mm-hmm.
So I have prepared a method as to how it would help you. You know, Uh, uh, so did you know that with people who have trusting, have 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 the habit of journaling?
Yeah, I have tried when I was younger to journal, but it just kind of never like worked out now as we've
Because
grown.
essentially it allows you to see your own perspectives
Mm-hmm.
about somebody else from your mind state back then. Obviously, let's say that you had a lot of negative trust with a lot of people when you were 16. And let's say doing this journaling allows you to write out your feelings entirely into that book. And rereading it again as a 22-year-old allows you to see the difference of how you feel now compared as to then. Oh, maybe I was being a little bit too much when I was younger. Oh, maybe this person didn't try to hurt me whatsoever. Maybe I was being way too ignorant as to what their intention was. Maybe, maybe I should. Maybe they were trying to hurt me. Doing that allows you to see things what you already saw from before, but in a new way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as well, there are a lot of things that you can be participating in that allows you to open a gap of trust that you have with people. So I assume you are, let's say for example, you're a part of a group of friends, and you'd say you trust them. Obviously, there are a lot of things that you can be doing that that you can make yourself more trusting and people to trust you. What have you done any form of activities that involves transparency,
Um,
like being real to another person and being real to another person and expressing your feelings that way,
yeah, I've tried that in the past.
like talking having like a feelings talk over drinks or like dinner or like.
Yeah, yeah.
And those kind of activities, it makes you feel like your guard is down because you get to say what you really want to say, but in a fun environment. Would you say so?
Yeah, yeah. It takes the pressure and the sense off.
Yeah. So obviously, interacting with others is a much eased way for you to build up your trust within people.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, now that you're older, you have the ability to discern which people that you can trust. And with the people that you can, build up bit by bit because doing so allows you to be able to build that kind of stuff with others. You- Um, so, an activity that I want you to work on is self reflection, daily self reflection. Is for you maybe maybe a audio log journal for you to just yap into your phone about what you've been through that day, and it's something that you can reflect on by listening to your own voice as to what happened, because hearing yourself out allows you to build trust even into yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I would definitely will do those daily reflections.
Because with daily reflections, it like obviously the only person that you would want to hear from is yourself. And would you believe that this kind of practice would allow you to lower down your walls onto others? And because so, it's eventually a habit that you can pick up, and then you could involve this into possibly even talk to your mom bit by bit. It doesn't have to be a large conversation. It could start off as a inviting her to coffee or
Yeah.
inviting her to dinner.
Yeah.
or let her come over to your place and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that way it allows you to have a talk. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to tell her anything major happening in your life.
Yeah.
It's just it allows you to lower down your walls to eventually become more open to her. While we're at it, with these trust exercises, do you have any questions with the methods I've been recommending you?
I mean, like, can you repeat that question again?
Like the methods I've been recommending you. Is there some things would you like to go over, or some things you would like to have some clarity on?
Honestly, so in your opinion, I should do the self like daily like journals, but then also offer to kind of like go somewhere with my mom or take her to do something or like kind of get out of our house, that environment.
Because obviously the place matters as to it is the environment. Because like obviously having a calm conversation at a like a little coffee shop would seem more appropriate than, I don't know, having it in a busy McDonald's.
No, for sure.
And so that way it allows you to be able to function without any form of distractions. Okay, so do you find yourself able to manage this kind of habit moving forward?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And overall, thank you for coming in today, because I know this situation has been very hard for you, and you are much stronger than you give yourself credit for.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and so you could either use the methods of using your phone's audio recording as a log journal,
Okay.
or you can
Actually get like paper and pen.
a physical journal would be great. If again, depending on your style of writing your thoughts down, whether it be being written down or speaking out loud, whatever benefits you the most, by all means, do so. And we can, again, you could, during future sessions, you are free to tell me a summarized version of what you wrote, or we can listen to them together if you're comfortable with that. And then we can able to make tweaks and adjustments and share more perspectives of what you said on your recordings.
Okay.
And that kind of daily checks is something you can manage with?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. There should be some sort of recording. There should be a recording app on your phone. If not, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of recording devices out there that you could hear yourself. Try one to do it before you go to bed.
Okay.
At least in that way, you experience the entire day cycle of what you've been through. Henceforth, it allows you to reflect before you call it a day. Anyways, depending on and plus, looking at the time right now, it looks like we are coming to a close, and again, it's been great that you came out today for you to make this change in your life, and you should give yourself more credit than you realize.
Thank you so much, and I definitely will try to.
Okay, thank you very much, and hopefully I'll get to see you next week.
Okay.
Thank you.